Here we have a $30 jewelry mystery bag from a charity store in Florida, in Jacksonville. I was just recently there. In fact, I just got back yesterday. I decided to do this right now because I have a backlog of stuff from my last couple of trips outside the state. So I decided if I don't do this now, this will get on the wait list. So I wanted to get it done. I'm going to try to record this straight through without any edits later. So this is a roll with me as if you were going live in this video. So again, this is $30. So we're going to figure out what's in here. I'm wondering maybe I should weigh this. So I'm going to pause this right now, go get the scales and weigh the bag. Okay, so we are going to set that up. And here is the bag. That's 5 pounds and almost 6 ounces. So 5.8 ounces. So 5 pounds and 5.6 ounces. And in grams, for those of us who use metric system, that is 2 kgs and 441 grams. So hopefully we find some treasures in here. Set that off to the side. I found since it's winter, my hands are really dry, so I've taken off all my rings so I can keep moisturizing my hands. I don't have any of my rings on today. See, usually I buy a bag only if I see something that really catches my eye and I think is worth the amount I'm spending for the bag. This was not the case in this bag. But I figured, at the very least, it's going to charity. They support women and children who need housing, and all the sales go straight to that. So I was like, at the very least, it's a good cause. Here is, I don't know what I'm going to do with these. Maybe we can harvest these crystals, but I'm not exactly sure what this is. So I set that aside. Craft pile. I'm going to try to get through this a little quicker so it's not too long a video because there's a lot in that bag. These are bead links. So actually, I think individually there are glass and wood beads. They actually look pretty neat. So we can repurpose these beads. So that's what I'm going to do. So harvest that. Here is a string of glass cube rectangular beads. So nice, pretty blue. I think it would make great earrings with these horizontally laid out. So that would be neat. And I think this is a charm bracelet with these little charms. You could use these as little dangles for, I don't know, a wine glass charm too. That's kind of fun. Purpose that. Now, these beads have seen better days, especially the pearlized ones. The pink ones we can use for sun catchers or craft ornaments. So that's a crafting pile. There's a lot of mess in here. This, like I said, not sure what I'm going to find in here, but this is one of those where all the beads are fixed, so you really can't do much with. But it has both ends, so you can put a hook on. So this will again be crafting pile. Same with this red one. Oh boy. Okay, this is going to be a toughie in here. Wow. I did not expect such a big mess of this. I might just have to bring out my wire cutters and cut my way through this. I'm using my one-sided or the broken wire cutters. Cut this off because I'm not going to use that chain. I can use the beads though. There, this is the rest of that necklace. So let me try to get some pieces off of this and then I will come back. Okay, this is clearly a mess, so it's taking me some time. I have some bells here. We can use these bells for our wind chimes or Christmas ornaments. So I'm going to set those aside for those craft projects. Then here are some acrylic beads. I'll have to cut them out. We'll use these acrylic beads for our garden decor or sun catchers. Then there was this broken necklace with a amethyst, which looks like an amethyst crystal, and a capricorn charm. Try and repurpose that chain. Some more beads for our craft projects. Again, acrylic purple colored beads. So a lot of craft beads so far. Here is some shell, again for our decor crafting pile. This bracelet, and it looks like it's in good condition, so this is going to go into a mystery bag. And then this neck pendant, which is on a pretty decent chain. It says NY on it. Going to go in the mystery bag, but I'm going to clean it up first so whoever receives it can wear it straight out of the bag. And all of that jewelry that I am giving in the mystery bag will be clean, but when I meant with this one is it needs a little bit of a polish as well. Then there is this tiny flower ring. So again, a mystery bag item. It is not silver. It's really tiny. I wonder if, I guess that is a pinky ring. Then there was this necklace. The chain is steel metal, but this looks like it is pewter. So we'll repurpose the charm. I'm going to chuck the chain. A random piece of plastic. Then this might have been part of a watch strap or something like that. But we are going to remove these crystals from this and repurpose the crystals. They are clear, black, and silver colored glass crystals on this. A pair of what I think are sterling silver earrings. These don't have the 925 marking on them, but they look like they're silver, so I'm going to have to test that out. That might be a really good find. And then this is a green seed bead brass chain. It's seen better days, so we'll see if we can repurpose this. Then a lariat style necklace, Ithaca on it. So I'll have to look that up to see if that's some sort of known brand. Those are moonstones on there, so that's very pretty, and it has this lovely tassel. So this could be repurposed for sure. And then this is another steel necklace, and I have a magnet here so you can see that's clear steel with these heart charms on them. So we'll take out those heart charms. This can be for the crafting pile. And then this necklace. Okay, the hook is functional. I think this I'm going to put in the mystery bag. Someone might like to wear it as is. It's a very pretty green color. And a seed bead stretch bracelet. We can repurpose these beads. You'll see a lot of these blue beads here. A necklace broke, so we will collect those in the end and repurpose those as well. Then there was this wooden bead and metal. I think this is a belt. So you can repurpose some of the components. I think the metal chain will work for a sun catcher or wind chime. And then we'll see what we want to do with the wood beads. And it's really pretty shaped wood bead dangle in the end. And then here are some acrylic beads, great for our decorative projects. And I have some single earrings here, which we'll come back to when I find a pair. And then there was this pendant. I took some steel wool to it. It was looking kind of like that. I'm not sure what this is. It has some weight to it, so I don't know if it's just copper that is silver plated. It could be, so I'll have to test this out. But this is a pretty neat pendant, some nice little crystals in there. Definitely have to polish this up and see how that turns out. And now I'm going to go back into this mess. Oh wait, there's a bag here, so let's see if there's anything in this that we can look at before I try to detangle that. Oh hey, pretty pair of lotus hoop earrings. I think we'll repurpose these. Lovely blue glass beads. Oh, those are gorgeous. These will make some great earrings or even a necklace. I think a necklace with knots. I love that style, so I might end up doing that again with this. A cross pendant. I don't see any 925 markings on it. Oh, it might be a Brighton necklace. I don't think it's silver, but yep, look at the hook. It is a Brighton necklace, so I'll have to look this up and see what that is. Keychain blanks, so the rings, 5 of them. They might be a keychain project coming your way. A pair of pretty cool earrings. Look at that. That's pretty neat. Those are neat pair of earrings. And then might be broken. Maybe it's just tangled. A necklace that says live, grow, dream, enjoy, love, soul. There's GM on the, oh, it is silver. So this is sterling silver. So yay, a definite silver find in here. Then last but not the least from that bag, this carnelian and brass necklace. There's LC on it, so I'm going to have to look that up too. Can definitely repurpose these beads. Okay, I will be back in a bit. So much for this being a quick video. It is now the next day. Uh, it took me over an hour to separate all of this stuff, and I was questioning if it was worth it. But I did get some silver, so there's 2 of these small trays of silver out of this. So I guess it is worth it. But also, it's definitely worth it because we get to repurpose stuff and not have it all go to the dumpster. So I will pick up one thing at a time. It is a little bit of a mess in this background, so I'll lift it up in my hand so you can see what all I got out of it. Now, the only thing that's not here was there was a pair of rabbit foot good luck things that I I couldn't deal with. So I got rid of that, washed my hands, and I've come back and I'm doing this. So we are going to take it from there. There are a couple of feathers here, dyed feathers, and some beads. I will repurpose the chain and the beads. The feathers are going bye bye. Then there is this thick metal chain, and it is brass. It is not steel. So this is some really good chain right here. It has a tag on it which said Miriam Haskell. So I'm going to look that up and see what we can do with this chain. And then there were these acrylic beads. They've seen better days, so this is going in the crafting pile. I'm sure you saw a bunch of blue seed beads running helter skelter, so I got them into two baggies here. So those can be repurposed. And then there are these pearlized gray and silver tone beads, most of them in good condition. A couple of them have a few nicks and scratches. So we will harvest these and see which ones we want to repurpose. And then there was this chain, it's seen better days too, but some beads that we can repurpose out of this. Some acrylic beads, nice faceted ones. So these will be great for things like bookmarks and craft supplies. There's this whole chain of little Christmas bells. So we're going to use these for ornaments this year. And then there was this one strand of beads. We can use these charms separately. And then there's some red and green crystals, again, the Christmassy theme. And this brass gold tone necklace. Okay, so this is steel up there. This is brass or pewter down here, so we can repurpose those. There's only this little piece that's steel and the chain and that one link. And then some pearlized beads and some crystals. These would be great pieces to use for sun catchers. So we'll repurpose it for that. And typically, after I'm done with the video like this, I sit and go through these and cut out the beads I want to use and put them in little baggies. And then I have tubs in the closet that are all labeled for different colors. So that's where they go. And so then when I'm working on projects and I'm looking for red beads, I can pull out that tub and see what's in there for me. This is one of those where it is all strung together and stuck there. So these beads are decorative craft donation. There is this really great nonprofit in my town which accepts a lot of craft supplies. So anything that I can't use, they repurpose. So that's a great way to make sure that that's being recycled or upcycled. And this very pretty, delicate seed bead and bugle bead necklace. So it's in good condition. So this might either I can repurpose this to make a pair of earrings or it might go into the mystery bags. And then another lighter toned seed bead, bugle bead, pinkish necklace. I think just taking this off will elevate this necklace and just have those two strands itself will look really pretty. Some pearlized beads. This is a shell and pearlized bead necklace. I had to cut it up to get this detangled. So we're going to harvest these beads and you repurpose those. And then there's this one single moon and star earring. I couldn't find the other one, so this we can use as a charm. And then there were a pair of real copper earrings that were domed with the copper pennies. So we can again repurpose those. And then here's a necklace with some really pretty glass and acrylic and metal beads. So one that we pull these apart and use them for our different jewelry or decorative elements. And then this one, the chain was really tangled. And so what I decided to do was leave it tangled. And if I really do want to use some chain or there's a part of it I can repurpose, I will pull out those pieces. But it was just taking me too long to try to, I think it's like 5 or 6 necklaces that have been tangled in here. So I didn't spend more time on that. And then similarly with some silver tone chain, they all seem to be the same kind. There were several of them. So I'm going to measure these out and cut them into 18-inch chains so that I can repurpose these when I need silver tone chains and put them into their own Ziploc baggies. So that's what I'm going to do with these, wherever I can find them. Here, there's some more, so I'm going to just lay them here. I don't want to tangle them up again, which is why I'm trying to put them apart a little bit so that they're spread out enough not to detangle, not to tangle again. Then there's this bracelet with a beautiful heart charm that says teacher on it, and then it says teacher, wisdom, and inspire as these different words on these beads. Now, these beads have seen better days too. They are tarnished, but I think just taking a quick polish against them, I can make them more copper tone beads, and we can repurpose these into bookmarks. And there was this beautiful vintage pearl bead, pearlized bead, glass beads. They have pretty good weight to them, but there are a couple of them that are, oh wait, that's something on the surface. So a cleaning will help with that. But really pretty beads, so we will repurpose those. And then some more acrylic beads here. Some more beads to repurpose. Lovely shapes and shades in this of blue. And then there's this beautiful pair of hoop earrings. All the stones are intact, so it just needs a quick polish. And this is a lovely pair of crystal diamante hoop earrings, I guess. But really, really pretty pair. I love the combination. And then there were a bunch of acrylic beads. Oh, these are actually just plastic, outright plastic beads. So these, I really don't have any use for them. We'll see if they just go in the craft pile or I just chuck them. There's one that's a Halloween themed with bones and skulls on them. And then this is an acrylic bead necklace that we will cut the beads out and repurpose those. And then some of the fancier beads can also go into my mystery bags. A couple of string bracelets. These are the elastic bracelets. This is really pretty. This has all the stones in it. A really neat bracelet. And then some copper toned. I think these are just plastic beads. So right there. And then this really pretty crystal, copper tone crystal bracelet. So this is broken, but we can use the crystals. A string of seed beads with a magnetic closure that isn't the best, so we just take that apart, but the beads can be repurposed. And then here is a leather bracelet. I'm going to take out these components. I think the jump rings are metal, but the components look like they're brass, so we'll repurpose those. Here is a necklace with, here's a long necklace with these little white stone dangles. We can repurpose those. Again, I think this would be great for ornaments. And then here is a necklace with a nice long chain. And then these three pieces, these have again need a polish. When you polish these, you have a layer of copper under there before it hits the pewter. So if you polish it gentle enough, you can get a nice glossy copper back for this. But this would make nice frames for weaving a pendant or a sun catcher or elements like that for a tree of life or something too. So nice. Then there is this heart pendant on the string. We cut that off. I can use the chain and hook for something else, the extender. And then this can be polished. And then a lovely, beautiful blue cat's eye toned beads. Look at this faceted beads. They look gorgeous. And then some chips. So we will redo this with wire. I think this will make a lovely necklace with copper wire against this blue would look gorgeous. And here is one with the brown cat's eye and glass crystals. So we will make this into another necklace with some copper knots in there. I think that would look beautiful. I love the copper knots. I end up doing that a lot, and those are pretty popular with my customers. And then here is a necklace again that I had to cut off the end to get it out. But I'm going to cut the crystals out. There's some beautiful black and clear crystals in this. So we'll repurpose those crystals. And so a long seed bead necklace with a feather on the end. The feather is going in the trash, but the beads are really pretty seed beads. So we will get those out for future projects. And then here is a bracelet, which again has seen better days. So this one's going in the trash. All the stones have fallen out, but the chain can be reused. The chain is damaged in several places, but we can reuse the hook. It says 18K on it. This is silver toned. I don't think this is a precious metal at all. So I'm not sure why it says 18K on it. But if you know, please put that in the comments. Am I missing something? Do we get 18 karat chains that are then silver plated? I don't know what this is. Might just be a brand. And then there is this copper tone chain with pearlized beads. Just a good cleanup, and then this can go in the mystery bags for someone to enjoy as is. It's in good condition. And then there's this hefty cuff with these acrylic and crystal pieces. So this is going to go in the mystery bag. And then there was this one necklace. Again, I had to cut the string to get it out. I'm not sure what brand this is. It just says R on it, but we'll use the charms and the beads. And then there is a magnet. Also could be worn as a pendant with an angel saying laugh and a sunflower. A juicy couture necklace. Now, I don't know if this is how this hangs, but this hook with the heart had come off. I just put it on there. Both are juicy couture. So if that has to hang differently, let me know. But that is a necklace we can repurpose the components for. And then here is a leather and wood pair of earrings. So this is going to go into the mystery bags. And it was a pair of earrings, but this broke. And so what we could do is just make this into two earrings, cut that off and make that into stud earrings. Someone might like that neon yellow pair. And so this again is a mystery bag item. And I think someone who donated these really liked yellow, because here is a pair of simple handmade tassel earrings in yellow. I will repurpose the tassels for my bookmarks. So I actually have a drawer full of tassels right here that I just keep adding to. When I get to the bookmarks, they're all in one place. Some small earrings. There's a pair of these beautiful beads, so we'll repurpose the beads. And this one just needs a good cleaning and will go into the mystery bags. A pair of corrugated copper earrings. And then a pair of little dinosaur wood earrings. So that's again a mystery bag item. And then this one seems like it's in pretty good condition, a good cleaning. And then this can go into a mystery bag as well. And then there was a pair of earrings. These might be sterling, so I'll have to test these out, but really pretty knotted earrings, stud earrings. And then this was a copper slash brass stone and silver ring, handmade. Now I don't know if this is sterling silver or just silver tone, so we're going to polish that and clean it out and see. And then a pair of acrylic hoops. a couple of single earrings, and this I believe is belly rings. So these are going in the trash. And then this is the base for a ring. The ring has fallen off, so this is going in the trash. And then this one is a church, love God, love people, serve others. I think I covered it all. Well, now we're going to get into the silver. This was the exciting bit. So, like I said, I think those knots were silver, but there was also these beautiful, cute little sterling dolphins, and they say 92.5 on the back or 925 on the back, right on the fin. I don't know if you can see it. So that is sterling silver. And then there is this necklace, which is sterling silver. I haven't looked up the designer. It says GM on it and 925. And the necklace has hope for tomorrow, learn from yesterday, and live for today hand stamped pendant here. And then similarly, there is, looks like there's multiple GM pieces. This is says happiness. This is and courage on the other side. And then this third necklace says again GM 925, copper on the top with a peace logo cut out, hands on. And it says nothing can bring you peace but yourself. So these are all sterling. This one is a earring for this, but there was only one. Again, it's the GM one. I was hoping to find the other. We have just one earring in here. And then this is sterling as well. It's a threader earring with some beautiful smoky quartz crystals. Just one piece. I was hoping there was a pair of this too. I really hate it when there is just a earring missing, but what can you do? And then in this one, there is a necklace with two links, one over, one round, hand hammered. Again, this is sterling. I showed you these early on in the video. These are sterling heart earrings. And then this one is tangled, but it is sterling silver, again, GM. So a lot of GM silver, and I'm very curious. I need to look up the designer. I think $30 this cost was totally worth it. If nothing else, the silver pieces are really neat. But there's so many great pieces and items I can repurpose here. So stay tuned for future projects. Now I have a couple of other goodies from Florida from this most recent trip that I'm going to do another video for those. So again, stay tuned, and this one will be put up in a couple of days. Thank you for joining me. If you like this video and you like creating and upcycling jewelry, please like, share, and subscribe. And I will see you in the next one. Have a beautiful day.